Now then, here we are, currently walking over one of the dams which form many of Yorkshire's beautiful reservoirs. That's not bad, eh? Anyway, today we have got pleasant weather, and although a little bit breezy, it's rather warm and quite a comfortable place to be. But the weather overnight is going to change, it's going to rain, and that is why I am out tonight, because I have got a bivvy bag to test out, and you're not really testing a bivvy unless you're going to test it in the rain. So I'm going to enjoy my evening, get the drone out, show you guys a bit of this scenery, and then we'll get set up for the night somewhere, snuck away in the woods, and just enjoy myself, eh? Look at that. A great bit of engineering. Anyway, without further ado, let's get that drone out, eh? And show you all this. Right, we are on our way to find a place to set up camp for the night. And when I say we, I mean me and thee, because I've left the beautiful Bluey dog back at home just because I'm out in the bivvy bag tonight, and come the middle of the night when all the rain starts pouring, it's not going to be very comfortable for him, even though it really won't bother him. He does sleep outside 90% of the time anyway. But I've kept it light, you see, in this small backpack. I've got about maybe 7 kilos on my back at the minute, and I could have put in a tarp just to sort of cover him up, but we've also been out for quite a long run today, and it was fairly warm as well, so he is rather tired. So it's just me and thee. There's always something so calming about being near water, whether it's the sea, a reservoir, a lake, a river, or a tarn. Not quite a swimming pool. They're always full of people bouncing about and making loads of noise, but it's just so nice to be out and appreciating nature. Although being a reservoir, it's not quite natural, is it really? But it still has that same calming feeling. That's what it's all about, eh? Anyway, tonight, being in the bivvy, it's quite nice really, because you just feel you can sort of fit in pretty much anywhere in the bivvy bag, rather than being in a tent where you feel like you're fully setting up a camp for the evening. I just feel that you can get away with it more so in a bivvy. So anyway, we'll find somewhere just in amongst all this, just to lay this log for the evening, eh? Yes, absolutely awesome. I'm trying to make that look good, but I'm just not. I'm a let's go supping now, everybody's learning how, come on a safari with me. I love these woods here. There's about a couple of acres and there's just something really nice. I always just love the sound of the breeze whooshing through it all. And to be honest, I would camp in there tonight if there was a flat spot, but it's definitely on a bit of a banking. But we've got quite a breeze coming through. You can see everything's moving. So I don't want to be too exposed really, especially if the rain comes in the night, driving at me. Look at all these rabbit holes as well. I've just seen a couple of rabbits dart away. It's absolutely beautiful, is that. It's always a place I enjoy to come, and I've been here many a time. I've got a couple of the course records on Strava around here from blasting out the run, because it's one of my local runs really. And I used to bring my kids here quite a lot when they were younger, because we used to call it Echo Lake, and it's because you've got these tree lines. So there's this near one here and then the further one over there. And if you shout, you get an echo back from both of them, so it's pretty epic really. Let's see if it works today. Woo! Yes, there you go. One more time. Woo! Absolutely awesome. It's always a pleasure coming places like this. And great memories to form with your kids as well. I'm sure both mine will definitely remember Echo Lake, and it'd be nice to think that they bring their kids here as well when they have them in lots of years. Oh dear. I've just come into a little forested area just to see if there's anywhere I can lay my lug for the night, and I don't really think it's a good place. I've got lots of things that are trying to kill me, all these sort of spiky bits, and if they don't kill me, look, they'll at least take my eye out. So I just don't have a nice feeling about this, although it is rather peaceful and calm in here, but it's just a bit more like that shape. Whereas I sort of want something that's more that. And that is how I've sort of described countryside living compared to living in a city or town. Especially when I was in London, that always felt like this. It's just that on top of you. And coming from a little tiny village, it just was a massive contrast for me. And obviously I'm used to just having that nice openness, and that is not what I'm getting in there. So I'm just going to walk back a little bit to a little spot that I found earlier, and although a little bit more exposed, it's very flat, nice grass, there's even a little seat. When I'm trying to find a place to set up camp for the night, I definitely choose somewhere that's flat, because you do not get a good night's sleep unless it's flat, and obviously somewhere safe. But I have to admit that there's quite a chunk of the choice that goes with that sort of gut feeling. It's sort of what I feel in here. I know that's not my gut, I'm not that daft. But anyway, earlier I came past this and it is pretty much perfect. We've got this lovely little stone post there. We've got some stones that are just sort of arranged perfectly that I can sit and just chill there for the evening. Maybe a cook there on my stove. And then really we've got this nice flat bit of grass Although, come on, it's definitely all about the views, eh? So yes, this is it. I'm going to camp here tonight. We've got some gorse there, which is obviously spiky, so I've got to watch my mat on that. And we've also got a big fat thistle. So a little bit of care is needed. But apart from that, living the dream, eh? Right, let's get this kit out and I'll show you exactly what I am using for the evening. Nice, very nice. So what is in my backpack? Let's dive in and have a look. Firstly, this is the Rab Eon Ultra 28 litre backpack. I've probably used about 22 or 3 litres of it today because I've obviously packed pretty lightweight. But in here we have my drone, which lives in this bag. I've got a bag of food, which I'm actually really excited about because I've got some pre-cooked burgers and some nice trimmings to go with it. I've got a box there with all my sort of GoPro gear in, extra camera, batteries, all that. My usual cooking stove. I've got some tissue, baby wipes, and what else is in there? I don't know, something else in that. This is my toolkit, so I've got a Swiss Army knife, I've got my spork, titanium long handle spoon, there's a light and a head torch. And then I've got a waterproof bag, and inside this, let me just undo it, I've got all my sort of sleep system. I've got my PHDesigns jacket here, so that's obviously going to keep me warm if I'm sat about. I have got my THERMAREST Neo Air. This is the XLITE, I think, and it's just a regular size one, this, so it actually fits well inside a bivvy. But I think the R rating of that's 4.5, so it's pretty good for all year round, really, even in winter. And then in here, you might not actually believe that. Look at the size of that, right? So there's my hand. It's literally just a little bit bigger than my hand. And inside this, I have got the world's lightest sleeping bag. But not only that, I have got my Sea to Summit Aeros pillow. I've got a balaclava, which I sort of use as a hat, which just sort of cover me up and obviously act as like a bit of a pillowcase against that pillow. I've got my down booties, which only weigh 45 grams, and these are from PHDesigns as well. And then in the bottom of here, we've actually got the lightest sleeping bag in the world. Pulling it out like a snake. And this is rated for like 10 degrees, that's 10 degrees Celsius, which is generally what you would need for any sort of ultra running event or multi-day event. It just gives you enough to keep you warm for the evening. So there we go, a full sleeping bag and everything fit into that tiny little bag. This is hopefully going to keep me warm enough tonight. Obviously I've got a down jacket if I need. I think it's going to be about, maybe drop down to about 10 degrees, but because I'm going to be also inside this, which is the bivvy bag I'm out to test, I should be warm enough. So this is the LIFESYSTEMS Venture Solo bivvy bag. So it does pack pretty small. It's got a little bit of a hoop system, which is just a tiny little plastic. I'll show you. Let's grab it out here. I can't get it out. So we've got this little simple, tiny, lightweight hoop system. You can see that? So obviously that's just going to keep it off my face, which is quite a nice thing. Usually with bivvies I'm actually not that bothered, but I'm quite looking forward to testing this. Now we'll pull this out. I brought some pegs just in case. But the thing I liked about this is it's just a really simple design. It's quite a stealthy looking colour. Obviously it's waterproof, and you've also got some attachment points here so you can actually pin it down to the ground, because sometimes you might need to get out your bivvy with all your kit in it, and it's quite lightweight, and if there's a breeze picking up, this will just act like a sail and it'll be gone. So the good thing about this is you can actually pin it down. And we've also got a net system as well, so it just keeps the bugs out. So if it's nice and sort of dry, you can just use that, but if not, you can actually fully zip it up and be enclosed with full waterproof all the way over you. So anyway, let's get this sort of laid down, kit together inside here, and then at least I've got a bed for the night, because it is actually starting to spit, which is rather annoying, because I want to have a nice easy evening taking in that. 14 seconds later, boom. I love bivvy camping just because it's completely hassle free. There's just no faff at all with it. And all I've done with this one, I've put the hoop through the sleeve and I pinned it with 2 pegs at that side and 2 pegs at that side. And as you can see, the hoop stays erect just by doing that. It's a very simple design, and you know, what else do you need? It's just a case of getting you out safe and sound from the elements to keep you happy for the evening. I do like this Life Systems gear as well. I was given this one to test out because it's actually a new product to market. I do have some of their other products like first aid kits, whistles, that sort of thing. And I've also got their emergency bivvy, which, to be honest, I actually carry pretty much everywhere with me, especially when I'm in the mountains, because you never know when someone might need that just as a bit of help, or you might need it yourself. So that always lives with me. Anyway, I'm going to give this a good thrashing, as I always will with all my kit, just to make sure that it is worth it. Another couple of things as well, just to show you in my bag, because I'm not quite finished with it. I have got a waterproof jacket because it's going to rain, a set of gloves, I've got 2 water bottles, hold on, so I've got one there and one at the other side. I've got my midge net, because after my last camp out I was literally crying that night, so I've definitely brought that. And there's also a couple of cereal bars in there, and that's it. But not bad to fit into that backpack, is it really? You can have a night out in a place like this just with a very lightweight setup. Anyway, I am actually getting hungry now, so let's get these burgers warmed up, and I'm going to enjoy them after sitting down a minute maybe. There's my little kitchen set up. I've got my stove ready to go. I've got my pan here with my pre-cooked burgers in, but I think they're going to come out in pieces, not patties. I've got my little salad box here, and inside this we've got some tomatoes, there's cucumber there, there's lettuce, and there are some unicorn leaves. And unicorn leaves is what me and my daughter have always called spinach. We've also got some cheese there, which I'm going to hopefully lay on top of it, and that can just melt on. And also that little pot there is sweet chili sauce. I've also got a couple of sachets of mayo, because sweet chili sauce and mayo with burgers is just absolutely gorgeous. And a decent strong cheddar cheese, definitely the way forward. Also, they're going to go into a couple of white bread buns. So that is dinner. I am well excited about that. So let's get this lit, do all the gear, get it sorted. Good old Swiss Army knife, eh? Comes in for everything. I am happy with that. I'll put everything into the burgers there apart from the tomatoes. I'm just going to eat these because obviously everything's going to go everywhere. Tasty. Right, I'm going to enjoy my burger. Let's pop you down here. You can watch me eat a burger because that's well exciting. Here we go. Oh, that does look good. Yep, that is absolutely gorgeous. That sweet chilli and that really nice strong cheddar, perfect. Cheers guys. I know you're bored now. I'm just enjoying my burger and it's starting to rain, and I'm quite aware I've got my down jacket on, so I might need to at least put my waterproof jacket on, or maybe just go hide under that tree a minute. But this burger is honestly delicious. It's just nice having the textures as well, bit to sort of crunch through with the leaves and the cucumber, but the flavour in it's just fantastic. Divine. It's a very dark night, almost pitch black. There's not a star in the sky. The moon is hidden away somewhere behind that blanket of cloud. But luckily the rain has held off and I got a chance to make myself a cup of tea, and I've just chilled out for the last couple of hours, just enjoying the views of this lovely reservoir and waiting for that darkness to set in. And once it came, seriously, without this light, there is literally no light whatsoever. But it has been a good day. And today is the 13th of May 2024 and it's my birthday, so I've really enjoyed having a full day to myself. I've been out for a long run with a dog through the woods and over the moors, and I got back, answered a few emails, and then went outside and sat in the sunshine. Couldn't really be any better than that, could it? Then obviously it come out for a camp as well, so this is me living the dream. Anyway, I need to get into that bivvy bag and hopefully fit myself in, and I've also packed my bag up with all the gear in it, and I'm hopefully going to get that to fit in the head of it so it's not going to get wet through the night. So let's go. Wiggle, struggle and wiggle into that little bivvy, eh? Come on. There she is, home for the evening. But just watch this, I'll turn the light off. Absolute darkness. Probably the darkest night that I actually ever remember. Just nothing at all. And I would not be able to find my way back with the light that is coming from the sky at the minute. So luckily, nowadays, we have head torches. After a bit of jiggery pokery, I'm in. It always takes a bit of messing about to get into your sleeping bag and into a bivvy, but once you're in here, it's kind of cosy. And this one's going to do exactly what I need it to do. If I just lay sideways as I'm going to sleep, you can see I've got plenty of sort of space above my head. Stop this thing flapping against my face. There will be one issue, and that will be moisture for definite tonight. It's going to be damp outside, which means I am going to have to shut it off properly. And by doing that, it's just going to get condensation in here, 100% with me breathing in here. I could leave this open to the elements and just have the sort of bug net shut, but I sleep that well that I'm pretty much guaranteed to sleep through the downpour that is going to fall later on. It'll just be raining on my face and I will not wake up. So I'm going to have to shut it off, I think. But I'm in. I've got all my kit in as well. It all is fairly tight, but it is definitely doable. You won't be able to carry a big backpack and put it in here, but for mine, because it's a folding one, it just sort of rolls up into pretty much nothing, and the rest of my gear, it all fits inside it. So anyway, it has been a pleasure. Lovely to get out, hear the sounds of nature and just be part of it all. So I'm going to lay this log. We'll see you at morning. Take care. Morning, flowers. Well, as forecast, the rain came and it's very much a damp day out there, and as expected it's a little bit damp in here as well too, just from me breathing in it all night with not much airflow. Although even if it was vented, I don't think it would actually help with the moisture control at all in here. But I do think it needs a permanent vent, because I've had it sort of pretty much closed up all night. I've left a bit of a gap in the outer there, just so I've got some oxygen really, because it could quite easily become quite a little hypoxic chamber, which won't be a bad thing if you were wanting some altitude training, just to get some more red blood cells into your body. But yeah, permanent vent I think. So as a bivvy, it's definitely done the job. I think it's more for fair weather, which I would say bivvy camping is for anyway, because then you can just have this sort of end all opened up with the bug net on, and then that just keeps you happy. But it's nice to know that it does keep the moisture out if the rain does come in. So it's done its job for this evening. Anyway, let's get ourselves up, packed away and skedaddle back home, eh? It's just nice to test out a bit of kit, have a nice night out in a beautiful place, and then now I feel reset, I guess. It's just nice having that reset, ready to take on another day in life. So let's get out and see what the day has to offer. It's a bit miserable out here, but quite a fresh day. No messing about, just get it all shoved in my bag and I'll deal with it when I get home. Leave no trace as always, just a bit of flattened grass. Although I can think of better ways of flattening grass. But look at that, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Even with this rain. Just so peaceful. Got the birds tweeting, this lovely sort of misty air. That dampness in the air is just refreshing. It's ace, isn't it? It's ace. Right, come on then. Let's skedaddle. Past the big old oak tree, which is another beautiful feature of this landscape. And let's get ourselves back to a proper nice cup of tea back at home. First job when I get home, I always hang my kit out to dry. from my oak beams up there, and I've also got an old school drying rack. I'll just clip that up, and as you can see, all those are moving a little bit there, and that is because I have got a fan set up. And just having a fan means that all that moisture is taken away by that movement of air, and it makes sure that everything is completely dry. Look after your kit and it'll look after you. And a lot of these items as well, they will last a lifetime if you do look after them. Anyway, second job when I get home, make myself a cup of tea. So I've already got my tea bag in there, and pour that, and I am gonna sit and completely chill with my cup of tea. So give the video a big fat thumbs up, and if you want to contribute towards the channel so I can continue making these videos, then you can do so by buying me a beer in the buy me a coffee link, which is down below in the description, and also you can join the Patreon. I'll also put a link in the description to all the bits of kit that I use on my adventures, just so you can have an idea of what they're all about and obviously read into them a little bit more. Anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy my lovely cup of tea, and we are gonna see you on the next one. Take care.